In 2019, we began to build our dream.
But the journey started long before you were invited to watch.
We walked a path that spanned nearly 2 decades.
There were times of joy, pain, and everything in between.
Our lives have completely changed, and we're ready to tell you how it happened.
We're not holding back.
Our mistakes, regrets,
What we wish we could change, our best decisions.
and if we do it again, you'll hear it all.
Come back in time with us behind the camera and answer the question,
Is self-building worth it?
All right, welcome back to Mr. Post Frame. This series is called Is Self-Building Worth It? And today we're going to be talking about a simple exterior door install on the interior of the garage. But go ahead and talk about our design and Patreon group.
Sure. All right, so if you want to get some great Barndominium resources, we do have an architectural firm, Back 40 Buildings. You can head
That
to...
does not explain to people, like, if you want some...
Okay, hey guys. If you are tired of living where you live right now and you want to live in a Barndominium, but you have no idea where to start, we can help you out. Back40buildings.com is our design firm. We can help create whatever it is that you want to build. You can also, if you're like, hey, I can't afford to build what I want to build using a builder, join Patreon. It's a DIY group. It's a great community. You probably still need to somewhat know what you're doing if you want to join Patreon, but if you're just like, hey, I've got some questions, I need to figure this out,
Yeah, it's a great community of other self-builders. You can ask me questions. We have lives. We bring on guests. So check that out if you want to self-build or self-GC. Let's go ahead and jump into the show.
Yeah, let's jump in.
Back to the show, and we are going to install an exterior door on the storm shelter. It's blowing 30 miles an hour outside, and it's like 26 degrees, so I decided I wasn't going to try to put up steel because that would be dumb. But anyway, I got the rest of this storm shelter framed up on the outside, and I don't know if you remember me telling you that on the outside I'm going to put steel, so I needed horizontal boards. So basically they're just like the exterior framing girts. So I'm not going to really talk about like how to install a door because you can watch this video, but the door that I'm putting in is in above our storm shelter. So we could talk about a few different things. One, the quality of doors that you buy. That was one of the biggest regrets that I have on our build as a whole. Like, I'm not very happy with all of the doors, exterior doors.
Right. Yeah, we've had a lot of problems with them. They are just not, I mean, there's tons of air leakage. They're just not great. And the price point of them really, I mean, we got what we paid for.
Right. And that's one thing that when you're thinking about your budget, I would really, especially the main doors that you're going to be using all the time, I would buy a higher quality door.
Yes.
For a couple reasons. One, it's going to get used a lot. So if it's not a quality door, it's going to fall apart. Mm-hmm. And two, you don't want air leakage and you don't want water leakage, because we have an extended jam on a couple in the garage, and they will leak at the sill.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and that's something to discuss. Our opinion is that it's good to get a high quality brand door. And it's good to get one that's pre-finished if you want it to like weather well. Having to finish your doors is kind of an exhausting and tedious process, and then you're going to have to you're adding maintenance to the situation. And then just something to keep in mind is that most door brands will have a home improvement line that is going to be a lower end line. So just because it has the same brand name does not mean that you're getting a super high quality door. You have to go to, there's different levels, you can spend, and then there's different material types that are going to be a lot more expensive than others. So wood actually tends to be incredibly expensive, and it's incredibly high maintenance for your doors. But doing like a pre-finished fiberglass door in one of their mid or high range lines, whoever you're buying your doors from should be able to guide you as like, hey, here's the lower quality options, and then here's the higher end options.
Yeah, and some people don't mind painting their doors. I cannot stand painting a door. And all of our doors, you've noticed we have windows in them. I like windows in my doors. So to paint them after the fact is just a real pain, in the quality of job that you can do is just not what it comes from the factory. So I will say that I'm happy that we got all pre-finished doors. But yeah, they could have just been a little bit nicer. Like this one on the inside of the garage is never a problem because it's inside.
Yeah. Well, and one thing with this video, you're installing it on a 2x6 wall, but we usually recommend that you order extended jambs. You've heard Paul reference that before, and I've talked about it a lot. And so can you kind of just give us a quick synopsis
so on
of what that
a
is?
post frame, so if you're building a stick frame house, typically you're gonna have a 2x6 wall. So that's pretty common for those doors to be readily available. But when you get into post frame construction, if you do an exterior interior girt, you have an 8.5 inch thick wall plus your drywall thickness. You need to custom order that jamb thickness. And there are times you don't need to do that if say the door opens into a wall where it can't open all the way anyway. But if you just order a regular 2x6 door and it's in a, almost a 9-inch thick wall, it won't be able to open to its full extent. And that helps with, if you have your slab, your 2-inch insulation on the outside of the slab, plus your grade board, that gives you good coverage over all of that as well if you order the right thickness door. I mean, it's the right way to do it. They're definitely more expensive.
Yes. I would say that on average, it's usually around $700 per door that our clients end up spending for that extended jamb. And you can technically, you could technically build an extended jamb on site, but if you're hiring somebody to put your structure together, you're not going to save any money. So, so that's why we just go ahead and have it ordered through the manufacturer instead of us having to do it on site.
Right. Tried to think of anything else.
Yeah, I mean, just better doors. Like we're excited to replace all of the doors in the.
Oh, so excited. I'm not excited to actually do it, but I'm excited to replace them.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would say that like if you are doing a garage setup that's similar to ours where you have multiple rooms inside of the garage, using exterior doors and fire doors and things like that is really important for helping, you're not going to be able to get away with like a regular interior door in a space like that.
Yeah. I mean, because we want this space to be sealed off and everything else.
Yeah.
I wasn't really worried about this being a fire rated door, but I wanted it to be sealed. So if we had the garage doors open, stuff like that, and we were conditioning that room, it was good and sealed.
So
But-
is that by code or is that a preference?
Well, if that's going to be kind of a livable space, then yes, you would need a door that seals. Separates your garage, seals your garage off from a living space. Now, we use it for storage, but eventually we want to make that our studio, so we really want it to be sealed so like cars, I mean, it's not like people are coming and going, but like it needs to be by code sealed off. Technically, it would need to be a fire door too.
Which means no window in it.
Which means no window, but I like windows, and I didn't have to worry about it here. And I think even if I did have an inspection, I like windows so much that I would probably just buy some cheap fire door, throw it in there, and then take it back out once they were gone.
Yeah. Yeah, but like we have a build right now where the client wanted to have some of their ductwork in a storage room so that it could be conditioned, and it was technically part of the garage, and so they had to get a solid door.
Yeah, they had to get a fire rated door for it to pass. So yeah, no, this has a few good tips on it too, about how to hide all your screws and.
Yeah, I mean, it was a popular video.
I think people are angry about the little bitty level that I used to make sure that I already knew it was level, but it was what I had in my pocket, so I put a little magnetic level on there, and guys would be like, oh, nice. Definitely getting the full length of the door there.
Yep. We published this January 3rd of 2020. So a few of the comments. I'm an old retired carpenter and I think you're doing great. I like watching and seeing all the new materials that make it easier and better. So much tighter and better. Again, great job, young man.
Oh, young man.
A young man, you got a young man. Just wanted to let you know that you are a meticulous machine. I've binge watched your Mad County series like it's the season of Breaking Bad. That was your other life.
Yeah.
Great work and awesome detail. I DIY everything and have built a wealth of experience over the years. It's nice to see someone else's input on things because you're never too old to learn. Again,
that is true.
Keep it up and I'll keep checking in. That was Slevin Kolevra. Yeah.
Yeah, so there were some good comments on this one.
Yeah, this man is a dedicated beast.
Yeah, so I guess at the end of the day, the moral of this video is to really think about the quality of your doors.
Yes.
And kind of just, it's one of those things where most cases you're not going to have that many doors. I mean, how many doors do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 3 doors, exterior doors, and a slider. So, I mean, it would have been worth spending the money because now I have to like redo it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep, I do. Yeah.
We can cut this out if it's not. Is there a brand that you would recommend, or do you not want to mention the brand?
I mean, we use a lot of Therma-Tru, and like their higher end doors are really nice. They're like an aluminum frame, like they're nice. Plico is getting into residential doors, and I'm telling you, those doors are super nice. Now they are not cheap.
Yeah, Plico's a little way off. They're going to be a great shop door. So they have the doors you see in our house that have the window in them and stuff. They have that basic style. They have solid doors. They have raised panels and stuff like that. So they're a really, really good quality option. Not going to be great for your front door at this point.
They're working on that, but man, as far as like going in and out of your garage door, I mean, they are nice, and they're nice to install because they stay square. Like they're an aluminum frame with you can get them with a thermal brake. So I mean, I think a 36-inch door is $1,000.
Oh yeah,
bucks.
about $1,200. I mean, so to put it in perspective, the comparable like door that we have is what, like $500?
Yeah, so you're doubling.
Yeah, so you're over double.
But your life installing it's going to be a lot easier. It's going to be much easier to install because there's no movement in it, and just the quality is crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, we've used we go through a showroom and get Therma-Tru for a lot of client projects, and they have like the book is like this thick of all of your configurations and options. I mean, so if you're looking for something that's very like specific for your front door, you're not going to have a problem with a brand like that.
Yeah, no, I've been really happy with their higher end doors.
Yeah, and they have a lot of good color finishes and wood finishes, wood look finishes. Yeah, and this isn't a super long video, so go ahead and go back and watch the original video to get all the tips and tricks that you shared. I think this is really
this is a good
one.
Yeah, for installing a door there.
And you have exterior doors on concrete.
Yeah,
Like
we have a bunch of different types of door installs for sure. Yeah, so I think that's going to be a wrap for this one, short and sweet.
Yep.
So we appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, definitely hit the subscribe button, share us with your friends, and we will catch you on the next video.